what are your favorite quick and cheap remodeling tips to give our homes a fresh look?
No, I love this because, right, we have kind of beaten the idea that renovations are super expensive and super difficult in the last couple of years.
Yes, contractor prices are all up 25 to 30%. I mean, it's insane.
Labor shortages, supply chain issues,
everything.
all that stuff has made everything. But absolutely, these are the things that we come in and talk to our clients about a lot.
Yeah.
Like, how do we give it a little bit of pizzazz, whether it's going to market or somebody that's buying but doesn't want to spend a lot of money right up front, just to give it a new look. I always have to say the one thing that always gets me is paint. Paint. It's the cheapest way, in my opinion, to have huge impact. And we are talking walls. I've seen people painting floors. Cabinets have been a huge thing.
Floors?
Yeah, I saw some wood floors that were painted white, very, very sharp.
Really?
I could never do it with dogs and a kid.
Yeah, no.
Kids and dogs, sorry. I eliminated one of my child there. But yeah, paint in general. Now, obviously, if you're getting people to come in and do it, it's going to get more expensive.
Yeah.
But in general, I always think that paint for dollar has the biggest impact on a space, whether you're lightening it, darkening it, creating a new ambiance, cabinetry, just awesome. That's a big thing for me. Little touches in the kitchen, backsplashes. I actually had a couple clients, and I was totally fooled, and I like to think I've got a pretty good eye. There are now these, I'm going to diminish it when I say it, there are these sticker decals that look like subway tile.
Yeah, I've seen those. They're interesting.
They are interesting. I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know if cooking in a kitchen and stuff like that, but I had a client that was really crafty that kind of put these up on for a backsplash, didn't want to spend the money to put the actual tile up, hire anybody, There are some pretty easy ways to do it. They were literally stickered up, and it just all of a sudden a little bit of a pop, and I think she said it cost her like less than $100.
Oh my God, that's great.
Cabinet pulls.
I love cabinet pulls.
Cabinet pulls are always a good one.
I think that always gives it a little fresh pop.
Totally. Even the
And
style's
change,
a little bit different. The materials are a little bit different. Oh, I know you're big on this. Plants and greenery. I kill them.
I mean,
I can't keep anything alive.
It was my COVID thing. Everyone wanted to decorate for Halloween. I live in a condo. I can't. I have to put plants up.
Yeah,
so
I'm not very good at keeping the plants alive, but I think that a nice plant in a home absolutely changes the aesthetic of it. Light fixtures.
Light fixtures
are always a good
really
one.
Great.
And
the other one that I've had a lot of clients be doing is painting the cabinets. This year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that one typically I recommend that you have that done professionally, but it's still a way less expensive cost than new cabinetry. But that, I think in the last couple of years, especially when we saw the kitchens go white and navy and gray, and I saw a hunter green kitchen the other day that was stunning.
I was going to say, one of my clients just painted theirs sage, and I'm so super excited to see it.
No, really pretty. So painted cabinetry, bathrooms, kitchens, I think is great. Mirrors. Bathroom mirrors, I've seen a couple do kind of take down that big old.
The rectangle ones that take up
with
the whole
clips.
wall.
Yeah, and do something a little bit more decorative. You can go to Home Goods and get a mirror for less than $100.
Yeah.
Put that up instead. You're painting the wall, obviously, before then. And then I had a couple of clients. I'm just so not crafty, but they did some of that, a little bit of that do-it-yourself wallpaper or wall cover. I think you're supposed to call it wall coverings now, right?
Oh yeah.
But those are all the little, as we say, it's the reasons HGTV are popular, right?
Yeah, I mean, we always say a 90s house is always the best house to buy if you like to just do a quick little lipstick fix.
Makeup, not a facelift.
Makeup, yes, makeup, not a
Totally,
facelift.
it's absolutely a couple painted cabinets, maybe a new countertop. Now we're spending a little bit more money, of course, but you can absolutely recreate space for a small budget. Now,
Totally. So then what is so off of that, those are small fixes. What do you suggest always for your best bang for your buck in terms of getting a return on your investment? I always find these so interesting.
So best bang for your buck, I think hedging towards the smaller investments are always going to be big. You're going to do a big kitchen remodel, you're not going to get all that money back. But if you're going to take an existing kitchen or an existing bathroom and you're going to paint a cabinet, change out a countertop, maybe a faucet and appliances, those, if you can keep your budget more minimum, I mean, it's not going to be cheap to do that stuff. I mean, that's still going to be an investment. But if you're going to do a $75,000 kitchen remodel versus a $20,000 freshening, that $20,000 freshening is going to give you bang for buck all day long.
Sweet.
What do you think?
I always like bathrooms. I think bathrooms are always typically like a really good way to go about it. I think that's like also where you can kind of put a little bit of design element into it.
Sure.
And design element doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to be expensive.
Yeah.
Like just give it a little bit of a kind of a flair. I feel like we've seen a lot of like the standard like new construction.
Yep.
I think if you just have a little bit of an elevated thing, I think that goes a long way.
So you'll appreciate this then. Our first project, right? You know that we've lived in a 130-year-old Victorian for the last 16 years. Our first project when we were on a very, very limited budget was the powder room, right?
Yeah,
Small,
easy.
concise. And all we really did was, there was a terrible tile floor.
Mm-hmm.
We had a sneaky suspicion as a 130-year-old house that there was hardwood under there. So we chipped it up thinking that we were going to put a tile down, but hoping that there was hardwood. And sure enough, there was hardwood down there. So we had the hardwood refinished. We put on a very inexpensive wainscoting.
Ooh.
And we actually put the same toilet and the same pedestal sink back in because it had been changed at some point in time, and totally redone. Totally redone. And on a very, very small budget.
Love that.
Yeah.